As a lot of you may know, Hasbro has been fighting harder to keep episodes of MLP off of YouTube, which is unfortunately restricting a lot of our fellow bronies and Pegasisters from viewing the full episodes on the site. However, reaction videos are still reaction videos, so please do not come to our videos just using our videos to just watch the episode and not giving a flying buck about our reactions. During a reaction video, you're supposed to stay seated and actually listen to the thoughts. So if you want to watch the full original episode for yourself first, just find somewhere to go watch it for yourself, such as Dailymotion or any other site you can find. Thank you, and enjoy the reaction video. Hello and good evening. I am Mr. Chaos, and tonight I'm going to be reacting to episode 22 of MLP Season 6, P.P.O.V, Pony Point of View. Now, a friend of mine told me, like, his theory about this episode, and he said, like, point of view maybe, like the pony's point of view, like, a first-person perspective of, like, the everyday life of all of the main six. I may be wrong. I mean, I saw the preview for this episode, and it doesn't really look like it really has anything to do with any first-person perspective, so... But that would have made for a good episode, so... But maybe this episode will still be good. I don't know. Let's just get started. I mean, I'm curious now, like... I mean, the preview has nothing to do... Doesn't really look like it has anything to do with any first-person perspective, but... Let's just find out already. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, starting the episode... In 3, 2, 1, play. Hey, Twilight and Spike.
Twilight, can you slow down a bit? Sorry, Spike. It's just Pinkie Pie, Rarity, and Applejack are getting back to SeaWorld Show's boat trip, and I can't wait to hear
Wait,
all
what?
about it.
SeaWorld's boat trip?
It's a shame Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy had to miss it for their Cloudsdale Fight School reunion. Maybe the rest of us not going was for the best anyway.
You know, this animation kind of reminds me of how Spike was riding on Twilight's back during the winter wrap-up episode. This is nostalgia of the older animation right here.
I guess
Them faces that Twilight is making. Yeah, similar to reaction videos, like when we laugh so hard we miss some jokes.
So, how was the trip?
Oh, that face. Awful.
Well, at least you don't have to worry about them talking over each other.
What happened? Why was the trip so awful? Theme song time. Well, pony point of view. I don't know. Let's just see how the title relates.
I don't know what happened on that boat trip, but once Rarity Applejack...
Oh, it's a boat trip? Oh, okay.
I'm sure every pony will feel better. Gummy opalescence in Winona? This is a surprise?
Why are there pets there instead?
Are Pinkie Pie, Rarity, and Applejack?
Wait, Winona looks like she's holding some kind of letter. What does it say?
Sorry, darling, but I must decline the invitation to your soiree. While I'm sure it will be positively resplendent, there are certain ponies I'd rather not associate with at the moment.
Why? Why? What happened?
Not coming?
Spike.
Polish my scales for nothing.
Okay, I thought Twilight would feel bad for Spike, not just like, ugh.
But I'm still a mite upset about everything that happened on the boat, Applejack. Sorry I can't make the tea party today, but there's a small problem with the guest list. Plus, I'm right in the middle of a very important cupcake. Pinky. Come on, Spike. Since our friends won't come here and tell us what happened, we'll just have to go to them.
Right behind you.
Yeah, well now he gets to have it all. Oh, Rarity, your hair looked awful. Oh.
I'm sorry, but my mane wasn't made to support marine life.
Yeah, it's all crabby now.
I don't know, Rarity. Maybe you could throw it away. Yes, I agree. Just another innocent casualty of that disastrous boat trip.
What happened?
Spike and I were wondering what happened out there. Please, darling. I don't know if I'll ever be able to discuss it. It's far too painful.
If it's too difficult to talk about, we completely understand.
Well, since you dragged it out of me. It all started at the docks. I knew Applejack and
Oh, okay, wait. Is this where the point of view part of this episode comes in? So what, now we're looking at Rarity's point of view right now? Like in a flashback?
With just a few key essentials.
Oh, I love the layout of this place. The design is actually pretty beautiful.
That sounds fun.
Sea air carries a portent for trouble this day. 'Tis a treacherous and perilous journey that
Applejack.
to adventure or very doom.
Yeah, Applejack sounds a bit scary in that voice.
Wardrobe is delightfully seaworthy. Despite Applejack's colorful seafarer attitude, I was still determined to get my friends out of their element by providing them with all the refinements of a luxury cruise. I'd made sure to bring all the most delectable nibbles for them to enjoy. I brought food too. Let's see.
Of course, candy.
Circus peanuts and lots of other super yummy stuff. Oh, Pinkie Pie, that all looks positively delectable. But you simply must try one of these cucumber sandwiches. Dig in.
What? Oh God, Applejack.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I had no idea you had such distaste for cucumbers.
Yar, har, 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 hardy, har.
Applejack.
That doesn't sound like
She's very.
Well,
Yeah.
because it gets
Yeah, exactly. Like that doesn't look like Applejack. Applejack wouldn't be speaking with such a scary pirate accent.
It's Pinata Claw. Want to give it a whack, Rarity? Oh, darling, of course.
Charting a course to the very heart of that maelstrom.
The 3D animation for the boat turning was actually pretty impressive to look at.
Just a thought, but maybe we should steer the ship toward calmer waters.
This be the only way to plunder Cove.
Okay, Applejack sounds like a real badass, but she also sounds pretty scary in her pirate voice.
Perhaps if I take a quick look-see at that map of yours, I could find us a more cruise-friendly path.
There'll be no mutiny aboard me ship.
Look at me! I'm the captain, too!
Pinkie Pie
had caught Applejack's sea madness.
Oh no. Uh-oh.
That's all you've got.
Oh no! Oh, the look on Rarity's face!
Then what happened?
And the look on Twilight's face, too! Wait, what did you say? Like, the ship capsized, obviously?
Applejack got some sort of sea madness and caused the boat to capsize?
Oh, okay.
All the effort I put in to provide her and Pinkie with the exact luxury cruise they needed to get out of their elements. That is how Applejack thanked me.
So, you were stuck out in the middle of the ocean? How in Equestria did you get back?
Okay, so what next? We're gonna see, like, Pinkie Pie and Applejack's point of view? Oh, okay, so this isn't like a first-person perspective, it's like how everybody describes it.
You might be, exaggerating things?
I like how their drama makes them add things on. I think I get this episode already.
What happened? And if you don't believe me, you can ask Pinkie Pie. I'm quite certain her story will be the same.
I like how like the Discovery Family logo in the corner down there is like silver. It make like the yellow kind of like the yellow lettering is a distraction. So I like how it's just silver.
Embellish the story just a tad. So we wanted to hear about
Okay, I like Twilight's faces, like the creeped out faces and the excited faces and the happy faces. Now we're gonna see Pinkie Pie's point of view now. This ought to be fun.
That's a relief.
because Rarity did. What? It all started on the docks. I knew Rarity and Applejack wanted to get out of their element, so I figured I'd throw them the
Oh, so everybody was expecting each other to get out of their element too much, and that's how it caused things to derail.
I thought I overpacked until I saw Rarity and her team of quarter ponies. Prepare yourselves for a luxury.
There were no porter ponies there before, so yeah, everybody's just adding things on.
That sounds fun.
Ahoy, mateys! Batten down the hatches, y'all, because this here's gonna be a boat ride of adventure.
Yeah, Applejack sounds less scary. And Rarity just Alright, my sincere apology. I don't know what just happened. My camera just stopped for no reason. The battery wasn't dead or anything, it just stopped. So, I don't know what happened, but I'm so sorry. Alright, resuming episode 3, 2, 1, go.
Now you can't throw a silly boat party without snacks.
Exactly.
Be sure to pack the funnest party food I could find. Rarity, would you care for some cotton candy?
Captain Rarity doesn't approve.
Oh, Pinkie Pie. Those all look simply, well, simple. But they're obviously unfit for a luxury cruise.
Yeah, Captain Rarity doesn't approve.
Now my cucumber sandwiches on the other hook. Try one, then you'll understand.
Ooh, are those chocolate chip?
What? Why would Rarity do that?
Cucumber sandwiches are so 10 seconds ago. Wait. That doesn't sound like Rarity. Just wait until you hear how much more unlike her she sounds. I thought I'd lighten the mood with some super fun party boat games. But Rarity was a real wet blanket. It's pinata time! Want to give it a whack, Rarity?
What a weird laugh.
You were serious. Well, that's
I like Rarity's glasses, like I kind of like the blue shading on them.
Go.
the spirit! Let's get this boat party started!
That face.
Whoa, doggy!
Uh-oh. Again, I like that animation for the boat turning. I like the 3D effect. That's like saying the Titanic isn't gonna sink.
And that's why the boat sinking was all Rarity's fault. That seems odd.
Yeah, like unlike Rarity's description.
But it sounds
So what's Applejack's description gonna be like?
Oh, it's extraordinary, all right. But that's exactly what happened. In fact, the only thing I might have gotten wrong was that there was even more porta ponies. But just to be safe, you should talk to Applejack. She'll know exactly how many porta ponies there were.
Okay, but if the boat sank, how did you all get rescued?
Ah, that's easy. We just...
She burned something again! Like in the previous episode, she's like, I never burn anything, but here she just burned something again!
Yeah.
What bad luck.
Hold on a tick. Pinkie Pie says it's Rarity's fault, and Rarity says I sank the boat? Well, that's plumb crazy. If you two really want to know what happened, I'll tell you.
What's Applejack's story gonna be like?
Rarity wanted to get out of their element. Well, I brought a treasure map to give them a rip-roaring seafaring adventure.
Ah, poor
Dad
Spike.
had other ideas.
La la la! Prepare yourselves for the most luxurious boat outing that ever outed a boat.
Okay, I like the attire for Rarity.
More fun than you can shake a stick at. Because I brought a stick.
Why does Pinky look insane?
The high seas adventure I've got planned.
I wonder how this one's gonna go.
Unfortunately, they seem less interested in a treasure hunting adventure and more interested in snacks.
Well, there was another sinking ship over there.
That food isn't fit for a pony of proper breeding, darling. And refinement, darling. Now my cucumber sandwiches on the other hook. Betcha I can fit them all in my mouth. Pinky, darling, please.
Oh god. Oh, it was an accident?
Rarity,
Well, I never. Me neither.
Wait, why does, I was about to say, why does Pinky care? Because she's not into that type of food.
that sure doesn't sound
I mean, we saw from Spice Up Your Life, she doesn't like fancy food. She just likes the big food with actual taste.
It's P.W.T. Pinata whacking time. Oh, darling. Whacking is a base pastime for common ponies. Doesn't interest me in the least.
Applejack's face. Wait, Pinky, you just...
Looks like we need to change course.
Why, this will make a perfect tablecloth for my cheese board.
What?
So, but it's also the only way to find Thunder Cove. And Pinkie Pie was just about as helpful as a weasel in a hen house.
Captain Pinkie Pie reporting for mass duty.
Aw. There goes Applejack's hat.
Wait, so it was Rarity and Pinky's fault?
Yep. And maybe if they ever apologize, I'll consider talking to them again. If they all blame each other, I don't know how we're gonna get them to talk again.
Neither do I.
Yeah, like,
Neither do I.
so how are you gonna get them back together? Okay, this is a great episode so far. I actually kind of like this format for this episode.
Pinkie Pie and Rarity keep not talking to each other. They could forget what good friends they really are.
I just don't get it. All of their stories are so different. We're never gonna figure out what really happened.
Their stories were different, but they also had a lot in common.
I guess. They were all on a ship that sank and that's about it.
Not quite.
What is? Okay.
Aha! Not only do I think I know how the boat sank, I have a pretty good idea how to get Rarity, Applejack, and Pinkie Pie back together.
Again, I love the design for this port right here. It's actually really colorful and nice.
Winona brought me your note about a friendship emergency. How can I help?
Blessings delivered your message to Twilight.
Oh no.
The emergency. It's a good thing.
Oh, where did Pinky even come from?
What about the emergency, Twilight?
Did he like swim onto the port or?
What's she doing here? Sorry, but I just didn't know how else.
I like how it unintentionally looks like they're all hugging when they're really pointing at each other like, whoa, what is she doing here?
There's no emergency. I'm just waiting for an apology.
An apology? What?
I can see this going wrong.
To apologize when it was Rarity's fault. What are you talking about? Applejack clearly caused the boat to sink. She stranded us in the middle of the ocean.
That was an accident.
Tony, please tell me how you made it back.
Oh, wait. Oh, they were washed back to the...
It wasn't the middle of the ocean.
Even so, I don't appreciate being hornswoggled into coming back here.
On that, at least we agree. Yeah! I know you each have a different perspective on how the boat capsized and blame each other. But if you come on the boat with me, I'll show you what really happened.
Oh, like an onboard investigation.
Not that I have any doubts, but it will feel good for every pony to see exactly whose fault it was.
I think we all know which pony is about to be proven right.
We sure do.
Like I said, I sure hope this works.
What was that face?
Don't worry, Spike. I've got it all under control. While all of your stories seem very different, they all had something in common. Cucumber sandwiches.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, they always mention cucumber sandwiches.
And why would you waste a perfectly good hors d'oeuvre? You also mentioned the bubbling water.
Yeah, why did it bubble?
Swell. Cucumber just happens to be the favorite food of the tri-horned bunyip.
What?
And bubbles, followed by a swell, is what happens when they swim up to the shallows from deep water.
So, we attracted a tri-horn, whatchamacallit?
What is that?
Sandwiches.
Guys?
Hello, bunyip, sir.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be like something fierce or something.
So, that's a tri-horned bunyip who's very sorry he accidentally knocked over your boat, right?
Okay, it's cute. Like it looks like a sea dragon, but it has like the face of a dog.
All right. Even if our friend the bunyip is responsible for sinking the boat,
The bunyip?
excuse us.
That's a funny name, like a bunyip.
Me? How about you and Pinkie Pie?
Oh, excuse me.
I think I can explain that too. Each one of you spent so much time trying to come up with the perfect way to get the others out of their element that you didn't notice your friends were doing the same thing.
Wait a minute. You brought all those games and things for us?
Of course! I figured the boat trip was the perfect time to do things that were silly and fun.
Yeah, I mean, and especially when a lot of boat rides are boring, unless you're on a cruise ship.
Cruise I thought you deserved.
And I just wanted to give you two a high seas adventure, since that'd be something new and different for y'all.
Oh! That is so sweet. You must have gone through so much trouble.
Well, not half as much trouble as you did making all that fancy food and bringing all those games.
I guess this just teaches us that even longtime friends need to work at communication. Well,
Yeah, exactly. Like all this miscommunication caused them to blame each other and have like different points of view.
friends a pony could ever have. Oh, let's never fight again. You got it.
All right, you big softy, bring it in.
Oh, the bunyip is hugging the bow. That's actually nice. This just kind of goes to prove that sometimes people who, you know, accidentally cause trouble end up becoming your friends after they apologize.
Luxurious adventure boat party to get you out of your element.
I still say Spike deserves to be treated a little better. Well, at least my camera did not suicide itself this time. But yeah, about the episode, this was good actually. This was good. Hello, Hasbro. Shut up. And that was episode 22 of MLP Season 6, P.P.O.V, Pony Point of View. Now, okay, so yeah, it wasn't like a first-person perspective, like, kind of episode, but this episode still has something to do with the title, like, points of view. Like, I've seen this a lot of times in my life before, and even a couple of other shows. Like, I can't really tell you about any part in any other show that's kind of relatable to this because I've long forgotten them, but I've even seen this kind of conflict in real life before. And that's the main reason why I actually really like this episode. Like, yeah, this time there was a straight up lesson, like, unlike the previous episode, it didn't really feel like there was a straight up lesson, but at least that was for the right reason. Like, it was like more of an experimental episode that kind of toys around with relatability. Because Starlight Glimmer was like dealing with stress and everything, and she ended up doing kind of the wrong thing by putting all of Twilight's friends under a spell. That was a good episode, but here the episode is kind of straight up forward about the lesson, but that doesn't stop it from being fun. Like all the flashbacks didn't feel tedious, they didn't feel repetitive. They actually felt fun. And it really does go to prove that whenever you're like blaming somebody, it causes you to kind of add things onto the story and make it a little more dramatic than it was. Like I said, I've seen this kind of conflict and this kind of thing a lot of times in real life before. Can't really remember really how it played out, but I remember I have seen and kind of been through a couple of those things in my actual life before. When I was younger, I mean, I'm older now and I'm obviously on my own now, but yeah, this episode, I really liked it. I actually really loved it. Like, I like it for its atmosphere, like, the design of the port, the design of, like, the boat port, I liked it. It was colorful, I like the shape of the houses, and I like kind of, you know, I just like the port design, I like the boats, I like the everything. So, and it makes me wonder what part of Equestria were they to actually be at that port. Were they on the west coast of Equestria or the east? I'm not really sure because they would need an ocean to go sailing, so... Or unless that was like a really big lake, but why would there be wave storms in a lake? And yeah, it was really funny how seeing how everybody's attire and personality changed with every point of view. Like Rarity pictured Applejack as like a creepy but at the same time badass pirate. Yeah, like she had an eye patch and everything, and she's like, this big wave isn't gonna scare me. We're going right towards it. So like Rarity blamed Applejack for like sinking the boat. And, you know, Pinky saw Rarity as just a hoity-toity, like, overly fancy kind of person, and she was like she was like the overly strict captain. Like, she had kind of a captain outfit, and she had, like, those cool shades, actually. I like those glasses. Like, I like the kind of blue tint in the glasses. But, and Applejack's, yeah... What can I say? I like this episode. I like the feel to this episode. Like maybe a first person view of all the main six on a normal day kind of episode would have been great. I mean, it would have been pretty good in humor or just observation wise. But this episode was also good as well. Like, this episode really did not feel like a disappointment, which I really like it for. Like, when I saw the preview, I'm like I said, like when I saw the preview for this episode, like about 3 or 2 days back, I'm like, okay, where's the first person perspective? Isn't this supposed to be point of view episode? But no, what they meant by point of view is they're showing how, like, even in real life, when people think about something bad that happened and, you know, other people were involved and they want to blame others, they end up putting more things on it and then they end up making it more dramatic than it really was. So, it shows that every person has a point of view in this kind of situation. And that, I actually liked it for, you know, having something to do with the title. And, yes, this episode just really didn't disappoint. Like, at the beginning, like Twilight, like, I liked all of Twilight's faces in this episode, like the happy faces and the bite lip hyper kind of faces. And like the nervous kind of faces, like, and when Twilight, that line from Twilight at the train station in the beginning of the episode, where she's like, oh, but I hope we don't talk too much excitement because we'll end up missing a lot of the details. That, like I just said, okay, I want to go over this. It's kind of relatable to reaction videos. Like, sometimes us reactors are laughing or talking so much that sometimes we miss things, like when we're watching a YTP or just watching a crazy video where everything comes so fast that whenever we laugh for a long period of time, we miss a lot of jokes. But that'll commonly happen in a reaction video. But, yeah, I'm just saying that little line that Twilight said is kind of relatable to reaction videos. But, yeah, there's really not much to say about this episode. Just, Okay, this is weird. Like, the previous episode, like, the video was, like, 4 minutes below the average of 40 minutes long because there wasn't much to say. It was just a good episode. What else could I really say? And this is that kind of episode as well. Like, all I can really say about this episode was it really didn't disappoint, and it was still a good episode, like, for its title being Pony Point of View. And I did like the lesson in this episode. Like, it showed that, you know, like, when people kind of rethink these kind of situations and they feel the need to blame others, they end up putting more stuff on it. They end up adding on it. They end up making it like it was really their fault and they were really this hoity-toity or they were really this disruptive when really that wasn't the case. Like, we all end up doing that when we're angry and we're talking about something from our own point of view. Like I said, it's very relatable to real life. So, and I like the characters chosen for this episode. Like, Twilight for being kind of the main person who wanted to go into kind of investigation mode. It would make sense since Twilight is obviously the main character who wants to solve, like, conflicts that go on amongst her friends. And, yeah, and it was kind of a good choice to have Applejack, Pinkie Pie, and Rarity going on this trip together because, you know, they all really do have different personalities, so... And also, this episode really does go to show that whenever people go on trips like this with friends or family, it can be really hard to go out of your element sometimes. Like, you know, people's personalities don't just change so fast for just one little event. They got to adapt to it. And sometimes people's personalities don't change. Sometimes they can't go out of their element. So sometimes it can cause things like this to happen. And then we go on blaming each other and adding things onto it when we talk about how we saw it. So yeah, there's two things to remember about this episode, like how we add things on whenever sometimes we talk about our own point of view, and it is very common for a lot of people, like it is very common that it is very hard for a lot of people to go out of their element sometimes, and even situations like this. So yeah, there were no songs in this episode, so nothing to talk about there, and I don't think a song really would have been the good way to go on about things in this episode, but what else can I say? I really did like this episode. Like, it just didn't feel tedious. It just really didn't feel tedious, and it really didn't feel like a disappoint. And you know, it just really kept me sitting down. Aside from my camera kind of quitting on me for some reason, I don't know why my camera just decided to suicide itself. Like the battery wasn't dead. There was nothing wrong with it. It just stopped for no reason. So yeah, I hope this doesn't happen in the future, but yeah, enough about that. Enough about technical difficulties. Is there really anything else to say about this episode? Like, the new character, the bun. Okay, wait. Let me go back and kind of see what that creature's name was. I don't really remember. What was it? Was it the bun wing or? What was his name? Wait, I'm looking for it. Okay, he's emerging from the water, so when did they say his name? Oh, Bunyip. Okay, Bunyip. Okay, that's a silly name. Like, Bunyip? I don't know, but... Oh, maybe Bunyip is supposed to relate to, you know, bread being thrown in the water. Like there's a type of bread called a bun. So, yeah, maybe that's why it's called Bunyip, but Bunyip was actually he was a pretty likable and nice character to look at. Like, I like how he's rendered. Like, I like how he looks like a sea dragon, with kind of a dog face. Actually, when I look at it, that design is actually pretty strange, but it's still a kind of likable character and pretty silly name, like Bunyip, really. But yeah, just what else can I say? That I really did like the lesson in this episode. I like the atmosphere and I like the overall feel. Like I said, the design for the port was actually very nice. I like all the planks and I like all the boats and I liked all the coast houses. Like those houses that have like those wooden supports when they're like sitting on a hill or a coast. So kind of reminds me of like Malibu, California a little bit. But yeah, I just like the design of that place. So Really, anything else? No. But out of 10, I think I really do give this episode a good 9 or 8 out of 10. Like, you know, this isn't really the best episode of all of them, but it was definitely an enjoyable one. Like I said, I originally thought this was going to be like a first-person perspective experimental episode. But no, this was a different episode that was about something other than first-person perspective, but it still felt like a good episode. It didn't feel tedious at all. So, yeah, I definitely give this episode a very high rating. And yeah, this might be one of my most favorite episodes of the season. Like I think I got about 5 or 6 good episodes of the season because like I said, this season wasn't as good as season 5, but it's had a couple of good episodes and it's given us a couple of new characters that we do want to see return, like Gabriella or Thorax or you know, those well-designed couple from the Spice Up Your Life episode. Like I really like the positive attitude with the daughter. Like I still don't know what her name is. I can't believe I still don't know. But yeah, Tender Taps, and yeah, Tender Taps was a very nice character as well. And yeah, we've had a lot of good episodes aside from Zephyr. Like, yeah, I respect those who like Zephyr, but I just found Zephyr just annoying and unbearably, you know, just he was an unbearable character for me. I didn't like him, But yeah, I did like this episode, and yeah, just what else can I really say? So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this reaction review, and again, I apologize for my camera suiciding itself. I don't know why it did that. I hope it doesn't behave like that in the future. But anyway, that was my reaction to episode 22 of MLP Season 6, P.P.O.V, Pony Point of View. I hope you enjoyed this reaction review. If you enjoy the content on my channel, please don't forget to subscribe, only if you sincerely want to, not just because I asked you to. And, as always, I will see you guys in the next video that I do. Bro hoof to everybody watching, and I will see you next time.